Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Angela Braniff, mom of 8 kids. We've got kind of a big family, and today I wanted to share with you guys some of the sort of crowd-pleasing family favorite recipes that we make. So I've done a video like this before. I shared sort of some of our more hearty recipes that we like. Y'all really loved that one-pot meatball recipe that I shared last time. I'll leave the first video link down below. But if you're new to my channel, I make all kinds of content here, but I do make some grocery haul and meal planning, and after seeing that, a lot of you guys were asking to see the actual meals that we're making. So I'm kind of starting this series of sharing some of our sort of crowd-pleasing big family dinner recipes. So that's what today's video is going to be. I'm going to share with you guys, now that the weather is starting to warm up and we're starting to use our grill outside more, we're starting to make some of our more summer or spring summer recipes. I thought that I would share some of those favorites with you, and one that y'all have been asking for forever and a day, which is the spaghetti carbonara recipe. It's a huge hit around here. So without further ado, let's get in and I will share with you guys the recipes. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. If you want to see more like it, let me know down below in the comments, and subscribe if you haven't already. So, all right, let's get into the recipes. I'm going to share with you guys the first recipe. This is a big favorite around here, and this is Christopher's honey mustard chicken that he makes on the grill. It's so, so good.
All right, so the very first thing I did was take 4 chicken breasts and cut them in half lengthwise. Patted them dry, put some salt and pepper on there on both sides, and then I threw them all in this bag and smothered it with just some like honey mustard dressing. This one, it looks like is Ken's Steakhouse. Sometimes we'll go with the Sweet Baby Ray's kind. And I'll let it just kind of marinate for about a good 30 minutes. Once that's done, we're gonna take them out and literally just throw them on the grill. And we're gonna let those bad boys cook for probably about 5 minutes on each side. Might add a little bit more honey mustard. The kids like the flavoring. But we're gonna get this chicken, the outside nice and crispy, the inside nice and moist. My little dude's gonna come help me cook outside, aren't you? Aren't you? You're gonna come help me grill. He's ready to go. So we got the bacon wrapped asparagus prepped, basically just 1 package of bacon, about, I don't know, 15 or 16 pieces of asparagus. Wrap that up, sprinkle it with some pepper, throw it on the grill, about 20 minutes. If you guys have been around here for any period of time, you've heard me talk about the Blackstone before. I'm a huge fan of griddles. They are just so versatile. You can do so many things on it: breakfast, lunch, dinner. You can sear, you can almost bake with certain accessories that you want to add to it. A lot of fun stuff that you can add to the griddle as well, just to make it a lot more user-friendly. A lot of counter space to place all of your needed supplies and basically what you're cooking. But either way, we've been using this bad boy for almost about a year now, I think. Might have got it last summer, and we've just used the heck out of it. All right, we got the asparagus on. We're gonna cook it for about 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes on each side before I flip them over. And then we'll throw the chicken on, let these guys go another 5 or 7 minutes as well. So total 15-20 minutes for the asparagus, 10-15 minutes for the chicken once we get that going.
I love this. This is probably one of my favorite pieces.
Yeah, the
Because then they don't slide off.
Watch how easily this stuff just pulls off of here. No stick. Love it. All right, so we flipped them over. I added 1 more round of honey mustard while the other side cooks. We're gonna let it go for another couple minutes here, and then we will start plating it up. And there you have it. Grilled blackened honey mustard chicken. All right, here's the finished product. Honey mustard chicken, bacon wrapped asparagus, and one of those super salads. I think it's kale, cranberries, some seeds, a lot of good stuff. But there you have it.
Okay, so the next recipe I'm going to share with you guys. This one was Mama. This was me cooking for Easter. Actually, I just thought I would share with you guys because we're under sort of this lockdown, stay home. We had a small, well, there's still 10 people because our family's 10 people, but without like grandparents and aunts and uncles and cousins and all that kind of stuff. So this was our Easter day, Resurrection Day, late lunch, early dinner. We greatly missed having a bunch of family around, but we still had a wonderful Resurrection Day and celebrated. It was awesome. So let me show you guys what I made on Easter Sunday. It's Easter Sunday. I am in the kitchen whipping up our Easter dinner, late lunch. Kids screaming in the other room, very real life. late lunch, early dinner is kind of how we typically do holidays. So I am making ham from the store, pre-glazed ham, roasted broccoli. I'm going to make a carrot recipe in the crock pot, and I've got some potatoes on to do some roasted Parmesan garlic potatoes. And then we've just got some packaged rolls. So we are keeping Easter very easy this year. All right, so I'm just getting the potatoes on to boil. This is just a pack of mixed potatoes from Costco. I just love those little red potatoes and gold ones. They are delicious. And then I am going to spread out the broccoli over a cookie sheet that I have covered in foil, and just kind of spread out that broccoli. I'm just sort of prepping everything. And then I'm gonna grab the crock pot and plug that in and get ready to make the carrots. So you can see my ham there ready to go in. I'm gonna dump about 2 pounds of carrots into the crock pot. You can again change this recipe based on how many people you need to feed and all of that. And then I'm gonna add about 4 tablespoons of honey and 4 tablespoons of butter. Then I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of salt, pop the lid on, and cook this on high for about 3 hours. Then I'm just gonna drain those potatoes and put them into a separate container where I can start sort of adding in my other ingredients that I want to give them some flavor. Normally I would do this on a cookie sheet and lay them really flat so they could get nice and crispy on the outside, but we only have one oven, and giving the restrictions of cooking different items for different amounts of time, this was the best I could do. So I'm gonna drizzle them with olive oil, and then I'm going to add just some salt and pepper to them and mix it all up together. I'm also gonna add in some of this delicious butter. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I love Kerrygold butter anyways, but this stuff that has the garlic and herb already mixed in, so good. So I'm just gonna take little chunks of that and sort of place it all around. And then I will take some more aluminum foil, cover the top of it, and let all of that just kind of mix together and chill together and hang out on the counter until I'm ready to actually put it in the oven and cook it. Then I'm gonna do the same thing and drizzle the broccoli with some olive oil. And then again, I will just add some salt and pepper. I see you spying those funfetti cupcakes in the background. I see you. Oh, they were so good. Good Lord, funfetti, greatest invention ever. Then I'm just gonna mix all of that together. The salt, the pepper, the oil, just get everything nice and coated. I like my roasted broccoli to be crispy on the outside. I just love roasted broccoli. It is one of my favorites. All right, then we're gonna pull the ham out, and I just need to take the foil off the outside of it and then pour the glaze over the top. Again, this is just a store-bought ham that comes with the glaze already in the package. Very, very easy, and that's how we do when we just want to have a semi-relaxing, easy Easter dinner. So add the glaze and then pop him back into the oven for another 15 or so minutes to really warm up that glaze and give it a nice outside layer of deliciousness. And same thing here. Now I'm going to take the lid off of the potatoes, and I'm going to mix everything up and add my Parmesan cheese before I put it into the oven. I also decided to make some deviled eggs. My kids love deviled eggs. The last time my husband made them, he put relish in it, and so we've got a bunch of not relish eaters in this house. So I promised the kids I would make another batch. So I just do that with the egg yolk, mayonnaise, some butter, salt and pepper, and then I add a little bit of dry mustard powder to it as well, and then smash and mix all that up. And I totally eyeball this. I don't use any kind of a recipe, I just eyeball it. And because I'm gonna be extra, I like to put it into an icing bag and squeeze it into the egg so it looks nice and pretty. If I do it with a spoon, then I end up kind of making a mess. So this makes it a little bit prettier. And then we sprinkle on the smoked paprika on the top, and voila, deviled eggs. They are delicious. And as far as the vegetables go, I usually do about 425 for about 25 to 30 minutes, just depending. And then the carrots, about 15 minutes before they're done, you're gonna wanna take the lid off and just let them sort of cook with the lid off, and that will help that glaze to thicken up, and then you've got your lovely glazed carrots. So here is the final look at those packaged dinner rolls. And that's how I roll, and there's no shame in my game. It was delicious, everyone loved it, and we had a very, very happy Easter lunch dinner. Okay, and the last recipe, this one is a huge hit. We've been eating this recipe for I would say probably 10 or 11 years. I mean, since Kennedy and Shelby were just toddlers is when I first started making this recipe. Again, Christopher has kind of taken over, and he sometimes doubles it and even triples it now to feed a family our size. Back when I made it, it was just one little pack of pasta. But so yeah, this is our 8-year-old son Noah's like favorite recipe. I think everybody in the house loves this recipe. I don't think there's one single kid that turns our nose up at it. Everybody loves spaghetti carbonara.
Spaghetti carbonara. We're gonna make a massive pot because I got a lot of mouths to feed and it's super tasty. On the side, nice little cucumber, tomato, Italian salad. We're gonna throw on some feta cheese and we're gonna have this bad boy done in under 45 minutes. That's the goal. All right, so let's cover our ingredients for the main dish here, our spaghetti carbonara. We're gonna start out with 2 boxes of just regular classic spaghetti noodles. I'm gonna go 10 ounces of Parmesan cheese, 5 eggs. We'll probably go about a tablespoon of minced garlic. We have 2 packages of diced pancetta. You can also use a package of bacon if that's your jam. We're gonna go with maybe a half a cup to a cup of chicken stock, salt and pepper to taste, and then a few shakes of a lamb's tail. I mean crushed red pepper. That's gonna give it a nice little kick here, and even the twins can tolerate it. So that's the lineup. And then as far as our salad goes, I'm gonna either go 2 or 3 cucumbers, haven't decided just yet. Package of feta cheese, about a cup or maybe 2 cups of tomatoes, some Italian dressing. All right, so while this water starts to boil, we're gonna go ahead and knock out the salad and get it in the fridge so it can chill a little bit. Then we'll jump on our pancetta and all the fun stuff over here. All right, veggies are done. Let's go ahead and sprinkle on some feta. Probably not gonna go a full pack here, but maybe pretty close. All right, Italian dressing time. Have no idea how much this is. Just kind of eyeball it. You can always come back for more. That was something my grandpa said. That looks about right. We'll give it a good toss, throw it in the fridge. All right, so we got the noodles going here. We're gonna cook these guys till about, I don't know, al dente. But we wanna save some of this juice. We'll come back to that in a little bit. Now it's time to get the pancetta started. So let's throw this stuff in there. I am actually gonna need probably about 2 tablespoons of some kind of oil. I usually go olive oil with this just because I like the taste better. So we're gonna get this stuff started and hopefully it'll be done by the time our noodles are done. All right, for the olive oil, I'm usually pretty liberal. I might go a couple tablespoons here. I just want to make sure that this carbonara doesn't burn. So I'm going to cook it on about medium heat to get it going. Once I see that it starts sizzling and we got a good cook, come back and add our garlic and our crushed red peppers. All right, so while the pancetta's cooking, what we're going to do is take about a cup of this boiling water, and we're gonna use it to mix together our egg yolks, and we're gonna put together kind of our base mixture for our pancetta. All right, the pancetta's at a place where it's about done, but I don't want it to burn. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw in our garlic. Like I said, I usually do about a tablespoonful. Keep in mind, I'm cooking here for a pretty large family, so a lot of the ingredients are doubled. But I'm gonna throw this in here. We're gonna go ahead and add on our crushed red pepper flakes as well. Give this a little kick. We're gonna let that cook for about a minute or 2. Don't wanna burn the garlic. That's where our chicken stock's gonna come in. Oh, that smells good, doesn't it, boys? All right, our garlic is done. Now we're gonna add about a cup of chicken stock here. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn up the heat to about, I would say medium high. Bring this to a boil, and we're gonna cook about half of this chicken stock off, and we're gonna basically thicken this up a little bit. By that time, our noodles will be drained, and it'll be dinner time. Remember, we're shooting for 5 egg yolks only. It's okay if you get a little bit of it in there. but do your best to ditch as much as you can. All right, so now we're gonna get 1 cup of our boiling water over here, and we're gonna slowly stir it in with our egg yolks. We're not gonna just dump it in there and start mixing. Slow is key here, so make sure you don't get any noodles either. All right, let's get these puppies drained. We're almost about done over here. This is looking good. Oh, smells so good, you guys. All right, crew, pancetta is done. We're gonna go ahead and dump it in our noodles. This is one of my favorite parts. I'm probably gonna need to put you down here so I can actually scrape all that goodness out of the pot. And then we're gonna add our eggs and our cheese, mix it all together and serve this bad boy. Let's do our egg mixture. Now don't worry, as you guys stir this up, the eggs will completely cook over and they kind of thicken up a little bit. If not, sometimes what I'll do is just turn my oven back on to low as I'm stirring. That'll make sure everything gets cooked fully. Time for cheese. What I like to do here is go about half of my total cheese. Start mixing this stuff together. Get our cheese nice and melted, and then I'm gonna come back and add our second dose. Oh, we are done. Now a little salt and pepper. There you have it, spaghetti carbonara.
All right guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you enjoyed some of these family favorite recipes of ours. I will leave everything linked down below for you guys to check out the recipes. Of course, if you make them, tag me on Instagram. I want to see. I loved last time when you guys shared that you were making so many of these things. The one-pot meatball was a huge hit last time. Y'all loved the one-pot meatball. So let me know if you guys make any of these recipes. I would love to see. Tag me on Instagram. That is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you enjoy this kind of content, dinner ideas, meal planning, all that kind of stuff, that is part of the type of content that I make here on this channel. So be sure to subscribe. That is it, and I will see y'all again very soon.